What's up, everybody? Welcome to Podcast Now. I'm Alex, and in this video, I want to talk about if Insomniac's Spider-Man universe or games will be impacted by No Way Home. Now, the reason I bring this up is actually a tweet that confirms it in a leaking kind of way, right? This comes from Moth Culture. Now, they have a lot of likes on this tweet, a lot of retweets, a lot of quote tweets. I've never heard of them in my life, and I honestly can't tell if they should be trusted or not, so you'll have to, let me know if you've seen them before, if you trust them. And they literally just make out this statement: Insomniac Spider-Man will be affected by the multiverse / Spider-Verse. That's it. End tweet. And, they post the picture. It's got a lot, 12.5 thousand likes. This is an account that only has 3,000 followers. 12,500 likes, over 1,000 tweets and retweets in general from retweets and quote tweets. And that's pretty much it. Now, they don't say where they got that from. The site itself, or the thing itself, is they're a #1 spot for leaks, news, collectibles, updates. So they don't say if this is a leak or a rumor or whatever, but that's all. And then you have everybody kind of debating in the thread on Twitter. So I guess my question is, should that happen? Does it make sense? All that. And that's what I want to talk about in this video. Well, here's the deal. I like the ending a lot of No Way Home. I like No Way Home quite a bit. In fact, no, let me change it. I love a lot of No Way Home. In fact, almost all of it. But what I will say, and I made a video about this like the day the movie came out or the next day. Once you get thinking about the ending to that movie, so spoilers, because you have to talk about spoilers for this, right? Spoilers for No Way Home. I think everybody's already seen it by now, but spoilers. When you go into the thought process of everybody forgetting Peter Parker as Spider-Man, and then you apply that to Tobey Maguire's world and Andrew Garfield's, and you go like that, and you really do some deep thought, it really starts to get messy. And while I want a Spider-Man 4 with Tobey, and while I want The Amazing Spider-Man 3, it would be a little weird or complicated, maybe just on like the surface level, to explain that and to kind of get through that. I think if you just think about it from Tom's world's perspective, it's fine, and it's easier to like understand, and it's easier, I think, for them to deal with like in future movies. But once you start applying it to everybody else, it gets a little bit more complicated, in my opinion. So that would apply. Now, I never really even thought of this. That would also apply, I think, for the games. Like, it's fine on the surface level. It's fine if you really think, because at the end of No Way Home, like, literally everybody, so that includes the game, everybody forgets Peter Parker is Spider-Man. Okay, fine, but then you apply it, and it gets a little confusing. So for the game, I would personally say I'm not a fan, and maybe that's a controversial take, maybe it's not. I kind of want the game to be like alone, and it is alone, and it is in its own thing, but then you could say, well, technically they all are, right? They're all kind of alone, but they're not, because they're connected, and it's the multiverse. So, like, I would understand if they did it. Like, I'd get it. I'd be like, okay, this makes sense because of it, and you're really going to just take that Sony movie and apply it to everything, fine. So there is a little bit of acceptance there, but I also would just prefer on a personal level, you kind of just leave it alone. I think, again, it gets a little confusing. Now, you don't have to deal with that many people knowing. There's only a couple people alive in the Spider-Man and Insomniac Spider-Man universe that even knows. But again, the point is not even just that they don't know. It's that they literally forget Peter Parker's existence, which would really, I think, mess with the MJ thing. And we don't really know where they want to take the MJ thing, but I assume they want to take it somewhere, like anywhere. In order to do that, if the movie is going to mess with it, So you have that, I guess, Doc Ock, right? So there's a couple people. There's not that many that know. And so I think you may be able to get away with it. But again, I would kind of just prefer you separate them. You let it be like, yeah, it's a cool little thing. If they do it, I guess it makes sense. It's understandable. But also, this is just such a different thing. And you're not even, by the way, like, for the movies, they're all that word. They're all movies. Now you'd be crossing into games. And then they also say, like, the Spider-Verse. So now into the Spider-Verse and across the Spider-Verse. Like, now that has to apply with Miles and all that stuff. It's like, holy Jesus. Like, just calm down. A lot of people that buy these things, they may not. Maybe. I was going to say they may not be, like, in tune with it all. I guess gamers, the ones that are going to buy Spider-Man 2, they may be the most educated of, like, the mass audience that watches these movies and understands the media. They may be the easiest to be able to follow it through and just understand what's going on. So I guess you'd probably get in the least amount of trouble if you apply it to a game. I would just kind of prefer, though, that you keep it all separate. So we'll see what they do, but, you know, there's my opinion. I would prefer no, but if they do, I guess then we'll have questions. I mean, there'll be problems there, but, you know, I guess I understand why they would do it. But let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Make sure, as always, you're subscribed to the channel, bell icon turned on so you know when all these videos go up. If you want to follow me anywhere else, I have a Twitter, I have a second YouTube channel. We also have Patreon and YouTube memberships. Links for them all are in the description below if you guys want to check them out. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you all on the next video.